We are now.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our State Transportation Board meeting. It is November 21st at 9:02 a.m. and we'd like to call this meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance and ask Floyd Wirt to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Floyd. Karen, would you conduct the roll call, please?
Yes. Chair Daniels.
Present.
Vice Chair Maxwell.
Present.
Board Member Howard.
Present.
Board Member Elters.
Present.
Board Member Peshlakai. Board Member Hermosillo.
Present, and the audio is also choppy. Good morning, everybody.
And Board Member Bracker.
Present.
Madam Chair, you have a quorum. You may proceed.
Thank you, Karen. So we'd like to welcome you all today and just wanted to express gratitude for all of ADOT staff, especially as we enter into the winter season. I know that there's been a lot of preparation made in advance of the change of the season, and it kind of came fast and furious. And so thank you to ADOT staff and Director Toth for your leadership in ensuring that our roads are safe. I know it's probably been a whirlwind of a week and grateful for all the work that you all have been doing. Floyd, would you mind proceeding with the Title VI Civil Rights Act?
Yes, Madam Chair. Pursuant to Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Americans with Disability Act, the Arizona State Transportation Board and ADOT do not discriminate on the basis of race, color, national origin, or disability. No person will be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefit of, or be otherwise subjected to discrimination under any Arizona State Transportation Board or ADOT program or activity. To assist in measuring the public's participation, we ask each individual to please complete an online self-identification survey, and the link to that survey is on the agenda. For those in person, please fill out a survey card located at the entrance to the meeting and leave the card there. We will pick them up after the meeting. By completing this voluntary survey, ADOT will be able to determine who attends public meetings and how the department can improve participation. The survey will also help ADOT fulfill federal reporting requirements. Thank you.
Thank you, Floyd. I look to the rest of the board for any comments that you'd like to make. Vice Chair?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to thank everybody who either was part of putting on last night or attended the social hour. It's always good to talk to the mayor and the other elected officials. The Chamber of Commerce showed up in force last night, and that was great. And so it is always appreciative on our part, because it's a lot of times where, one, you get more than 3 minutes with us, so you can tell us more about what you've going on, and it also shows the support that you have for infrastructure in your region. And it was another good event. And this time I didn't drive past it, finding it, so it was a lot easier for me. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that was involved with that last night.
Thank you. Board Member Maxwell. Anyone else?
I have one quick thing.
Please, Board Member Howard.
Is it on? Nope, there it is. So I echo Vice Chair's remarks, but I was also impressed with the cohesiveness of the entities within Wickenburg that work together so well. You don't see that in every small community, and it was very, very impressive to see all the people that came out last night and how they work together to get things done. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Board Member Bracker.
I think my two board mates covered everything, but it's really important for us as a board to have those opportunities to meet with the communities and also to have small conversations amongst ourselves. We're traveling, we're from all over the state. The side conversations amongst ourselves are hard to find that time to do that. But so thank you very much for hosting us. It was a really, really great event.
Thank you. Okay. All right, we'll move on to our call of the audience and want to first ask Mayor Bratter, who used to be on this side of the dais, if you would please join us this morning. Thank you. You're first.
Thank you, Chair Daniels, Vice Chair Maxwell, your board members, ADOT staff. We are so grateful for you to be here and choose Wickenburg as one of your locations. I think every year to come and have a meeting, and it's wonderful to be able to be a part of that. Thank you for those who could attend last night. Thank you for your comments. Very grateful to staff who put that together in chamber. I just want to say a heartfelt thank you for all that you do. Excuse me, I have no idea what that entails. I have a little idea, but not much. We are very, very grateful. I know funding is such a big issue for all of what you do, and that's a hurdle that we are all very concerned about. Thank you for the progress that you've made so far on 93. We are really excited about what's coming. Thank you for the study and all that you're involved in as it relates to 60. We're grateful for that as well. So just all that you do, heartfelt thank you. And thanks for being here.
Thank you, Mayor. Thanks for your leadership.
Madam Chair, apologize real quick. I'm getting reports that some people are being hard to hear from board members. Please remember to get close to speak. Wickenburg has given us the non-lethal mics. You can get as close as you want. There's nothing wrong with these mics. But we're hearing that some of them are hard to hear.
Thank you. I'll get closer. We'd like to invite Mayor Nancy Smith to the podium. Mayor Smith, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, members of the board, Madam Chair, Vice Chair. Appreciate the opportunity to speak. I believe I'm becoming a transportation nerd. I think that's a good thing, because I'm here to talk about something other than 347 today. I want to, as my career was spent significantly at Motorola talking about process improvement and Six Sigma, I understand the critical importance of reviewing processes on a regular basis. So I'd like to remind you of some things that the community of Maricopa went through in regards to understanding the P2P process, and some of those things I'd like you to remember as you're reviewing the P2P process and what changes need to be made. The first is safety. I heard a lot of discussion on the work session about safety. I 100% agree. Consistent value applied regardless of the type of project is really important. Safety is safety. Lives are lives. Economic vitality. I didn't hear this one mentioned too much, but it needs to include evaluating the potential to consider the values of all roads and communities, all that roads and communities bring. An example is it's not just about freight trucks moving widgets. It should also apply to roads connected to cities that supply the workforce that make the widgets at the locations in which they're traveling. That's critically important, and if we can't figure out how to include both elements, then I feel like the measure should be eliminated, because both aspects of economic development are critical. Growth. This was huge for the city of Maricopa. Consideration for areas that are having significant growth. We shouldn't be waiting for roads to fail when we have housing permit data that indicates what the growth rate is on the roads, the communities that are using the roads that we have. Public input. I love the dialogue during the work session on public input. Because better opportunity for public input to have early on in the process is really critical. I know one of the board members commented that it isn't well understood how best to have an impact in each district, and I 100% agree with that. We need some work done there. Sources of data is my fifth one. Ensure that data sources are up to date and inclusive of all important factors. That was important for us as well. And then lastly, the air quality. I didn't hear anything talked about air quality. When we have congestion on roads such as 347, it is a big impact to our air quality, and we know the region around the Phoenix metro area is highly impacted by air quality. Of course, I can't leave this podium without mentioning 347. Things are progressing well on the project, and in order, I understand we're all going to be fighting for our money that came from the state, and so in order to keep this moving forward, let's fight hard to keep this project moving forward, which ADOT is actually doing a great job on. So thank you very much for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Mayor. Right on. I'm showing that Tom Drysdale is wanting to speak in. Would you like to wait until agenda item 9, or would you like to speak during agenda item 9? Okay, thank you. All right, we will move to those on the WebEx now, if that's amenable. Floyd, Miranda Sweet is our first WebEx speaker, and Ron Angarame will be on deck.
So Brandy, I think Ms. Sweet might be the telephone number. And it looks like she's raised her hand. If you could work to help get her unmuted, please. Oh, she went away. Ms. Sweet, if you're there, please raise your hand.
Can we please coach her on the,
Hello, this is Miranda. Can you all hear me?
we can.
Great. Thank you, Chair and members of the board. I am Vice Mayor of the City of Flagstaff. I am on the Metro Plan Board, RTAC Board, and on the Mountain Line Board. And I am here today to request that you fund the Metro Plan's highest priority, voted on by our members, on the state highway system in the region, US 180 safety improvements. This project will make critical safety improvements on one of our region's highest crash roadways. From 2018 to 2022, ADOT, alongside partners from 9 agencies, conducted a corridor master plan study to identify improvements for US 180. This request is to implement the findings of that effort. There are currently no sidewalks leading to the schools and no crossings from residential areas to those schools and parks on the other side of the road. In fact, there are no signalized crossings of the road for over 3 miles in the urban and suburban area of Flagstaff. 3 miles is too far for any pedestrian to walk out of their way to cross a road. Instead, they do what any of us would do, and that in those circumstances, they run across the road trying to split the gap between cars. The city is ready to partner with ADOT to make improvements a reality. We are currently advancing scoping and design through a Transportation Alternatives Program award. We have also set aside money in our capital plan to partner on construction for a total of $3 million in investment. Metro Plan and its partners are asking ADOT to step up to finish implementing the plan for an estimated $5.6 million. We urge you to include the US 180 project in your next update to your 5-year capital plan. Thank you, and I hope you all have a great day.
Thank you, Miranda. Ron, you are up, and Charles Bell, a council member from the town of Payson, will be on deck.
Please raise your hand so I may unmute you.
Is it *3 to raise your hand?
Yes, you should be unmuted.
Ron?
Yeah, he's there. I see his hand raised.
Yeah, I am unmuting him. Mayor Otto, you are unmuted.
No, it's Ron Angarami is the next
Oh, I'm
speaker.
sorry. Okay,
Brandy, the Ron Angarami.
Mr. Ingrami, you are unmuted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, great. Thank you, ADOT Board, for this opportunity to discuss State Route 347. Firstly, I want to express my gratitude again for including State Route 347 in the 5-year plan. Additionally, I appreciate your recent decision to consolidate the various 347 projects into one cohesive plan, which has the potential to reduce overall project costs while accelerating the timeline. I recently analyzed the 2024 ADOT accident data, specifically focusing on State Route 347. As Chairperson Daniels has emphasized the importance of data sources, I want to clarify that all the data I'll be presenting comes exclusively from ADOT, ensuring its reliability. On a positive note, though it's not really positive news, the data indicates that the number of fatalities and serious injuries has remained roughly the same as in 2023. However, there are areas of concern that need attention. Particularly, the intersections at Casablanca and Mammoth Road, aka Cement Plant Road, require examination. The plan proposes a grade separating the traffic at Mammoth Way to allow free-flowing traffic on 347. At Casablanca, the plan includes extending turn lanes and adding acceleration and deacceleration lanes to alleviate congestion. However, I must note that the number of accidents at Casablanca is 3 times higher than at Cement Plant Road. Most of these accidents are rear-end collisions, and I question how extending turn lanes and adding acceleration and deceleration lanes will effectively address this issue. I would like to understand why Cement Plant is prioritized over Casablanca, given that Casablanca presents more danger to drivers. Wouldn't it be more effective to consider implementing an overpass or an underpass at Casablanca instead? Addressing these issues is not just about improving the traffic flow, it's also about ensuring the safety of the community we serve. As we move forward in planning and budgeting, I urge the board to prioritize safety and consider how we can enhance the infrastructure of Casablanca. As always, your consideration of these concerns is greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ron. We'll move to Charles Bell, and on deck will be Mayor Otto.
Mr. Bell, if you can raise your hand, I can locate you on the list and unmute you.
Brandy, do you see Mr. Bell on the,
Yes, I sent him a request to
Okay.
see you. Mr. Bell, if you're using a phone, you can select *6 to unmute.
Madam Chair, you want to go on to Mayor Otto? He's, he just lowered his hand. His hand is up as well. Maybe go to him and see if Mr. Bell can walk back in.
All right, we will skip Councilman Bell for the time being and move to Mayor Otto, and Michael McCarty will be on deck.
Mayor Otto, you are unmuted.
All right. Chairman Daniels, members of the Arizona Transportation Board, good morning. I'm Stephen Otto, Mayor of Mason. I'm joined by Councilman Jim Ferris and Councilman Charlie Bell on this meeting, so that's why Charlie couldn't unmute himself. We're here to talk about Arizona State Highway 260. Thank you for keeping the Lion Springs project in the queue for construction this cycle. Since you and your board met here in Payson, the situation on Highway 260 has gotten worse. Recently, 3 people were killed in a head-on crash between a car and an ambulance. 2 of the fatalities were firefighters, paramedics. Recently, at the intersection of Chaparral Drive and 260, a Jeep with 4 young people collided with a motorist, and the young people suffered life-changing injuries. I heard at your last work study that freight movement is one of the priorities in the determination of road projects. The AZ Highway 377 to AZ Highway 277 to AZ Highway 260 has become a major route for tractor trailers hauling freight to and from the East Valley. Due to the rural nature of Arizona Highway 260, when a crash occurs, no alternate route exists for a detour. Each crash on AZ Highway 260 stops all freight traffic up to half a day. I understand the need for study and design the elements to make Highway 260 safer, so I'd like to propose 4 elements to achieve that goal. Legislation was written about 2017 establishing safety corridors, and a pilot project was undertaken in freeway-type roads. I think a safety corridor on Highway 260 from the turnoff to Willow Springs Lake on Highway 260 mile marker 285 to Highway 87 mile marker 250 would greatly improve safety by cutting down passing in prohibited zones and slow speeds. The safety corridor would only require signage and the reinstatement of the legislation. Our State Senator Wendy Rogers has indicated that she would help us with the legislation portion of this work. I also request an ADOT traffic study be conducted for a week at the intersection of Chaparral Pines Drive and Highway 260 during the month of July. The observed traffic flow would need to include the expected traffic from the new Juniper Pines development. A second traffic feasibility study needs to be conducted in Star Valley due to high traffic volume and no pedestrian crosswalks, difficulty accessing 260 from side streets. I've been told there are no crosswalks for 88 miles with 4 separate communities, Star Valley, Forest Lakes, Heber, and Overgard. The final request and the biggest is an engineering and construction of a second right turn lane from northbound 87 to eastbound 260 to help reduce traffic tie-ups through Mason. Thank you for your time. Please consider our request. I am Mayor Steve Otto, and I understand we're going to have a field inspection early December to share our concerns with our state senator, Wendy Rogers, and one of your board members. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Otto.
As long as it doesn't snow and we can fly.
Does Councilman Bell still wish to speak?
I'm here also. Thank you, Chair and board members, for this opportunity. We certainly appreciate your attentive understanding by including us in this time frame. I just want to reiterate what Mayor Otto has stated, but my real concern is the town of Payson. I'm going on 11 years here in Payson, Arizona, coming up in March. I've seen an increase in freight traffic, the large trucks coming through the town, also major backup. This major backup really starts in the month of June, once school gets out. It really goes through the month of September. We have individuals that are traveling in the right lane that are backed up to the casino and at times all the way down to the rock. What happens during this time frame is people become antsy, and all of a sudden they'll pull out into the left lane as people are traveling in the right lane, which becomes a hazard for those individuals that are traveling north on the 87. Also, there's spillage going on to our side roads, which has increased over the years, and it's kind of hindering those of us who live here in Payson, that we have our routes to get around the traffic, so those individuals that want to enjoy rim country and Monument and going up to Heber and Overgard, so we can get through town and so they can get through town. Again, I would ask for your consideration to monitor the 87 up into the 260 where it turns right so that you can get an accurate account. I would impress upon you that this monitoring time should be during the months of July, August, and September, so you can get an accurate count of how many vehicles and trucks that are passing through Payson. Once again, thank you very much for your time and all your energy, and appreciate everything that you do for us.
Thank you, Councilman Bell. Michael McCarty, you are up with Jim Ferris on deck. Councilman Jim Ferris.
You are unmuted.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can.
Thank you. My name is Michael McCarty. I'm a resident in Gold Canyon, Arizona. Board members, thank you for the opportunity to speak directly to each of you today, and thank you for all your efforts regarding the transportation needs in Arizona and particularly Pinal County. My request to speak today is to urge support for the improvements to the intersection of US 60 and Superstition Mountain Drive. As president of the Superstition Mountain Golf and Country Club Homeowners Association, on Monday, November 10th, I had the opportunity to attend a Homeowners Association summit in Gold Canyon. This summit was attended by business and community leaders as well as public officials from the city of Apache Junction and Pinal County. Nearly 7,000 homes were represented by the 20 HOAs, adding up to over 10,000 residents in the East Valley. In a survey of the group, transportation ranked as the #1 priority in our area. A couple of months ago, this board did approve design funds for improvements to the intersection of US 60 and Superstition Mountain Drive. I'm told by an ADOT representative that this design is planned to be 60% complete by mid-year 26, but not completed until the end of 26. This seems like an incredible long time frame for design. We've also received an estimate from ADOT of the cost of the work being slightly over $1.1 million, including the design. But as you know, the design, until the design's complete, the work bid, we really don't have a hard number. Just FYI, a second turn lane was added at Kings Ranch Road, just a mile and a half away, within the past couple of months, so that might serve as a good comp on the cost. I hope that you've seen the executive summary that was forwarded to you yesterday. Due to the strong residential and commercial growth in this area, the need to have a second left turn lane from eastbound US 60 onto northbound Superstition Mountain Drive is critical. For your information, Superstition Mountain Drive already does have 2 northbound lanes. Additionally, increasing the stacking of both left turn lanes would also be critical. The intersection has seen multiple accidents, and recently a 6-car chain reaction accident happened at this intersection. As one heads east on US 60, the freeway ends at Mountain View Drive. It is less than a mile and a half from there to the first stoplight, which is Superstition Mountain Drive. Then within the next 3 miles, there are 3 more stoplights at Mountain Brook Drive, Kings Ranch Road, and Peralta Trail. These 4 stoplights, while necessary, do back up traffic, especially since US 60 is used as a main connector to and from Metro Phoenix for semi-trucks and other commercial vehicles. While I requested to speak about the urgent need to improve the US 60 and Superstition Mountain Drive intersection by adding the second left turn lane, I think the ultimate solution for traffic situation on US 60 in this area is to complete the Highway 24 extension all the way to US 60 and not just stopping at Ironwood as it's currently planned. Thank you for your time and attention, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Michael. Jim Ferris, Councilman Ferris, and on deck is Gerald Stevenson.
So Bradley, I think Councilman Ferris is with Mayor Otto, same as the other councilman.
He's unmuted.
Okay.
Yes, can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, my name is Jim Ferris, I'm a councilman with Mason, and Chair Daniels and the whole committee. I appreciate the opportunity to address you. My main concern is with the right turn lane that we would like to have installed here going from north on 87 to east 260. We feel that getting the traffic through town would help reduce a lot of people that try to find a faster way through our neighborhood residential streets. And the other thing to me I'm concerned about is because of that traffic and the way it flows through Payson, we believe that there's a lot of people that would otherwise stop and maybe do business, spend some time in Payson, but their main goal is just to get through Payson and get out of the traffic jam that's here, because if they leave the road, it's hard to get back on either 87 or 260. Just like the, stress too that this traffic flow, the efficiency of it would help in case of a wildfire. We need to evacuate, and it'd be critical to have this extra lane to get people through Payson. The other thing with 260 safety zone, I think that would be very important to get done. It looks like maybe the Lion Springs project would start in 2027. This safety zone would also have the effect of doing speed calming as that project gets initiated. I just would, there's, with the development of this Juniper Pines just east of Payson, you're looking at a lot of people going in and out of that road and other roads that have motor homes, their trailers with off-road vehicles, pull behind campers, and those vehicles trying to get out into that traffic creates a big problem and a lot of anxiety for the drivers. So, but I just wish that that right turn lane especially 360 be looked at and considered. And as Councilman Bell and Mayor Otto have said, that the traffic study, you do that traffic study during the summer months, and it's going to give you a whole different result than if they do it in the winter months. So, the other thing with that extra turn lane too, it may help prevent other commercial vehicle accidents that would have hazardous material or flammable material on it. So I appreciate your time and your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Ferris. And then we'll move to Gerald Stevenson.
Mr. Stevenson, you're unmuted.
Mr. Stevenson, we can't hear you if you're speaking. It looks like he's unmuted, Brandy, from your end, right?
Yes.
No, he went away.
I just unmuted him a second time.
Mr. Stevenson, we cannot hear you. If you're on a phone, make sure you're not double muted. Sometimes people have done that.
If you are on a phone, you can select *6 and it will unmute you.
Brandy, maybe we'll come back to Gerald after, if you can help him offline for a second with
Yes.
the connection. Thank you, we appreciate that. Is there anyone else that we've missed or that requested to speak?
So, Madam Chair, the only thing I remember, you got an email from Mr. Ritchie from the San Carlos. He said he's going to be here in person, but I don't see them here. But I do look like he might be online. So I don't know if he chose at the last minute not to come here. He did not fill out a request to speak, but if you want to allow it, it's up to you.
Yeah, Mr. Ritchie, we did receive a letter that's part of the record from the chairman, Chairman Rambler. Mr. Ritchie, would you like to speak? If so, we can allot 3 minutes.
Looks like he did raise his hand, so if you could unmute him, Brandy, please.
Mr. Ritchie, you're unmuted.
Good morning.
Good morning. I also believe Chairman Rambler is on the phone, somewhere in your list, maybe. I just want to make sure Chairman Rambler's letter was received November 18. Is that correct?
Yes, we have received it.
Okay. Madam Chair, members of the board, thank you for the opportunity. Chairman Rambler's letter outlines the issues presented by the tribe. There are hundreds of folks going in and out of the egresses along US 70 for both the casino operation, the healthcare operation, and the tribe's government operations. There's been 4 studies which point to the need for basic highway improvements. Senator Rogers has been very helpful by putting together a request 2 years ago, followed up by last year's request, and I understand she's submitted another request through Ledge Council for this amount. The tribe respectfully requests that this be included in the 5-year capital plan for the state. And the basis of it is that even though there may be just a relatively low amount of fatalities and accidents, these have a devastating high impact amongst members of the tribe and the surrounding communities. The tribe's request has been supported by mayors from Safford, Thatcher, Pima, Globe, the Gila County Board of Supervisors, and the Graham County Board of Supervisors. And respectfully, we wish that the board considers including this request. We also note there's been some issue about whether or not to include a traffic light at the what's called Apache Gold Casino and Resort. There's a hotel, a gas station, and a casino operation and a convention center, plus a rodeo center. That was not included in our request because ADOT and Stan had issues with planning for it. There's a turnout lane, but they felt there's no need for a stop sign, or stoplight. We disagree respectfully. With that, I would like to defer to Chairman Rambler if he's on the line. Thank you for your time and the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Alex. We'll move to Chairman Rambler.
Chairman Rambler, if you can raise your hand.
If you're on the phone, that would be pushing *3 to identify yourself. So, Madam Chair, I don't see anybody raising their hand. Gerald Stevenson is still waiting.
Brandy?
I sent Mr. Stevenson a request to unmute.
Okay.
Mr. Stevenson, you are unmuted.
Mr. Stevenson, are you available? Okay. Mr. Stevenson, we'll encourage you to send us an email through the portal, and we'll gladly accept your comments that way, and you'll also get another chance next month. Apologies for the technological challenge. Chairman Rambler, I just want to double check that we don't have Chairman Rambler.
I do not see a hand raised. Brandy, you don't see anything, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Mr. Stevenson is still unmuted.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
waited.
but he's got some difficulty, Brandy. I think, as the chairman said, we're going to just move on.
Okay.
We'll have another opportunity in the future.
Thank you for your help today, Brandy. I know it's no easy task. Appreciate it. All right, that concludes our call to the audience. Thank you, everyone. We'll move to agenda item 1, our executive director report. Jen Toth.
Good morning. Thank you to the town of Wickenburg for welcoming us. We definitely appreciate your hospitality. So I have a few agency highlights to share today. Next slide, please. So first off, after many years of state service, 3 members of our ADOT executive team are retiring. Deputy Director and Chief Operating Officer Teresa Wellborn will retire in December, and Deputy Directors Floyd Rowick and Christine Ward will retire in March of next year. So I'm getting, sorry. It is definitely bittersweet to say goodbye. We are excited for their next chapter. Christine has a big smile every time she comes in the office. But we will definitely miss them and all they do for the agency and the state of Arizona. The fact that they're retiring does give us an opportunity to realign some of our structure within the executive team and improve some efficiencies. So as you can see on the screen, our new org chart, which will become effective on January 3rd, Wade Webb, who currently serves as Deputy Director overseeing our motor vehicle and compliance divisions, will now become the Chief Operating Officer, overseeing financial management services, administrative services, HR, equal, and motor vehicle and information technology. Greg is going to move over to serve as our Deputy Director for Business Enterprise over procurement services, the Highways Magazine, the Transformation Office, and the Employee and Business Development Office, as well as working with the State Transportation Board. So it's a great opportunity for him to learn a different part of our agency. Very excited for that opportunity. Stacy Guillen will continue as our Deputy Director of Law and Policy and will be adding audit and communication and public involvement to her portfolio. Audra Merrick will be promoted to Deputy Director, State Engineer, and oversee multimodal planning, the project delivery, and alternative delivery. And Jeremy Newman will be promoted to Deputy Director for Enforcement and Compliance. Also, Enterprise Safety and Business Continuity and Emergency Management, our Traffic Operations Center, and Incident Response Unit. So I really want to thank our current and incoming Deputy Directors for their dedication to ADOT. We have a lot to look forward to in the upcoming year. I want to say thank you again to Teresa, Christine, and Floyd. Their commitment to public service really sets the standards for everyone, and I personally am very thankful to everything that they've done in helping us with this transition as well. So next, I want to share how honored I was to attend the Gary Knight Memorial Highway dedication ceremony earlier this month. It was a good opportunity to recognize a previous State Transportation Board member, a Yuma City Council member, among many other functions that he served. Before he passed away, he definitely made a tremendous impact through his decades of service to Arizona and his commitment to improving our transportation infrastructure, not just in the Yuma County area, but across the entire state. So on November 6th, signs were unveiled to officially designate a stretch of US 95 in Yuma as the Gary Knight Memorial Highway. And I was really pleased to be a part of that event, and board member Bracker as well. Thank you for attending. And I'm happy that his legacy will be permanently connected to US 95 as he really fostered that project itself. So next, a big congratulations to ADOT's Communication and Public Involvement team for taking home 4 awards at the Phoenix chapter of the Public Relations Society of America's 2025 Copper Anvil Awards. So they were recognized for their great work on Broadway Curve and I-17. This isn't the first award they've won for those 2 projects. It's been really amazing work that they've done on those 2 projects. Next slide. And earlier this month, the winners of this year's safety message contest were announced. We had great participation. We narrowed those down, and the public cast over 3,700 votes to choose the winning messages, which were camp in the woods, not in the left lane, and fast and furious, try safe and courteous, which I thought that was my favorite. I'm a huge Fast and Furious fan. So it's a great way for people to think about safety, and we love seeing their creativity. The people who submit their messages were invited to, as you see there, attend and input it actually into the system to go live on our highway DMS signs. So staying with the topic of safety, I want to wrap up with a reminder that we are headed into the busy winter, as we've already seen this week. That means more people are on the road for travel during the holiday season, as well as we have the potential for snow, ice, and extreme weather conditions. We even saw hail this week in Phoenix. So every year we share our safety tips with drivers, including, pack a safety kit, including extra drinking water, your phone chargers, flashlights, medication, blankets, food, etc. And it's also a good idea to plan your travel route. You can visit the az511.gov or download the actual app, the 511 app, or dial 511 for updated road and weather conditions. And make sure your vehicle is in driving condition for winter conditions. Make sure you got those windshield and wiper bay fluids. Use snow tires and chains if it's recommended with that snowy and icy roads. And ensure your headlights and taillights and brake lights are visible to everyone. And definitely the most important thing, please never pass a snow plow. Please slow down, be patient. You can always find more information on our website on No Snow. That's K-N-O-W, not N-O. So safe travels, everyone, and a happy Thanksgiving holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Toth. Any comments or questions from the board for the director? There was an unofficial safety message contest at my house, in case you wanted to know if I'm raising other transportation nerds, as Nancy called them, and they're very upset that I did not actually submit their entries into the actual contest. I told them they have to wait till I'm off the board.
So what's the best one?
No, I can't. Some of them are unrepeatable, actually.
I think we did something like that too.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully there's a filter. Thank you, Director Toth, and appreciate that. And congratulations to the individuals who are in new roles. Please know that the board wants to support you, and for those who are choosing to move on, we of course wish you all the best. I hear retirement is really amazing. I may never see it, but I hear it's really, really great. All right, we will move to item number 2, but we have no district report today, so we'll move directly to item 3, our consent agenda. Does any member of the board wish to have something removed from the consent agenda? And I failed to mention that Board Member Peshlikai has joined us, and I'm sorry, I just wanted to make sure for people who might just be listening that they know that you're here. Agenda item 3, anything to pull? Okay, we'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Board Member Bracker and a second by Vice Chair Maxwell. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And Board Member Hermosillo?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, let's move on to agenda item 4 and invite Christine Ward to the podium.
Good morning, board members. Love traveling to Wickenburg. It's just a beautiful route. Coming down. Okay, where are we? We got it up there. There you go, Chuck. Thanks so much. All right, the word of the day is all things in moderation. That's what our report is today. I love moderation in this sense because we've got a nice, stable financial report. Starting off with the Highway User Revenue Fund. Again, within target range, we collected about $600 million year to date. Remember, we are aiming for a $1,855 million forecast, and so we're right on target for that, just a titch ahead. If you look at the individual categories on the next slide, we're looking at October's actuals. This is just for the month of October. These individual categories, there's nothing of significance going on here. You'll see we're 1% above October of 2025 and just a titch above forecast. Moving on to the Regional Area Road Fund, same story, nice and moderate. And if I can turn the page correctly, I'll actually get to see the Regional Area Road Fund. 1% above forecast, $191 million collected year to date. In terms of an overall forecast, what we're heading for there is about $790 million. Individual categories, nothing significant to report, although you might see a little wacky number on the 50% in the other category. First of all, keep in mind the other category is very, very small, but we had this is where DOR does its audit adjustments and various other things. So that's what you're seeing there, is we had an audit adjustment come through. Moving on to the next slide, where we are in terms of obligation. Chair Daniels, this is that slide. And you weren't here last month, but I would have told you, hey, we couldn't get it until this month. So welcome back. Here's your slide. We are only we're not even 2 full months into the federal fiscal year, and we've got 10% of the program obligated. And last but not least, where we are with our federal aid program, we've got nothing to report there. In terms of debt, the issuance of debt, we'll be coming back to you and talking to you about a debt issuance coming up here in the next 3 to 4 months. And I'm hearing myself. And with that, I would be happy to
So Ms. Peshlikai, when you logged in, your device is on. You need to mute it and turn down the volume, please.
I don't think I did it. It's okay.
Thank you.
No worries.
It's a little hard to see the slides on the screen in front of us, so a lot of us are using that to be able to see.
I think I'm the oldest one on the panel, and I'm the only one not using it. I don't get it.
So I need to talk, oh, I see.
And then you need to turn up your speaker. So, that one. Oh. Yep, those are tricky.
You ready to go?
I actually have one question. Sorry, I got
worries.
distracted. The second to last slide, you have a very small orange line that says adjustments. So you have planned and then you have adjustments. The adjustments are based on votes that happen at this board, correct?
Correct. Well, there's one adjustment that happens that's not, it doesn't come through this board.
Okay.
So when a project completes, we do a reconciliation process. It's called the final voucher process. And in that process, you might release money back into the program for projects that this board approved some time ago. And those could be projects that were approved, they would be approved in prior years and many years ago sometimes. So that's what you'll see. And when we do the forecasts for the subsequent program, the 5-year program, we build in a component of estimated final voucher dollars coming back into the program.
Okay, that's helpful. I have one more, sorry. I had a constituent reach out to me this week and asked me a specific question about federal funding that I didn't have the answer to, and I thought, oh good, I have an opportunity on Friday to ask Christine. If there is a federally awarded project that's not specific to the project but comes in as sort of the bulk of federal funds that exist through our system, but it's not a grant, it's not a project-specific grant is the differential. And the project gets canceled by the jurisdiction, could be county, could be city, does that money that was issued federally go back into the big pot, or does it stay within that jurisdiction?
Chair Daniels, I will preface this with saying I think I probably need a little more detail on
I actually told them it's so nuanced that they're probably like it's something.
My first gut reaction to that is if they were like congressionally directed spending.
Mm-hmm.
If something is directed to a specific project and that project is canceled, that's all that those funds are designated for, and so they wouldn't go back into a pot that this board could reallocate.
Got it.
But barring more details on that particular situation.
I'm just going to send them to you, if that's okay.
Go for it. Sometime in April would be.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a do not disturb button that you'll have on.
Why the hell did I think of that? All my meetings are now going to be April 1st.
Well, we're now entered the circle back after the holidays time frame too,
Right.
so you always have that in your back pocket. Thank you, Christine. Appreciate it. Any other questions for Christine? Okay, thank you. Moving on to agenda item 5, and we'll ask Iqbal to come forward for our multimodal planning division report.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. I hope you are doing well this morning. For record, my name is Iqbal Hussain with the Multimodal Planning Division. Today, I will share a brief update on several tribal transportation efforts such as safety initiatives, corridor planning, and recent community engagement. And there are some coordination meetings I'll share with you. Next slide. So one major highlight this year is in regards to roadway safety is the renewal of the Arizona Safety Circuit Rider Program. This program is a statewide initiative to strengthen roadway safety by supporting tribal governments, our local agencies, and other state partners. This program offers hands-on technical assistance and training on roadway safety. One of the most valuable components of this program is helping the tribes prepare the competitive safety grants application. As a matter of fact, currently we are helping the tribes with such a safety grant application. And the grant's name is Tribal Transportation Program Safety Fund Grants. And the best part of all this program is all of these services are completely free to our tribal partners and no cost at all. We simply review the request as we receive, and it's the first come, first served basis. And so anyone, any tribe that wants support can just send the email to azsafetycircuitrider@azduty.gov, and we'll be there to assist. And it's that easy. Next slide. A little update on State Route 264 corridor planning study. I provided some updates a few months ago on this. This project is located between US 160 in Moenkopi and the eastern boundary of Hopi tribe. This project looks at safety, mobility, crash data, crash history, and long-term needs. And the study started back in November 2024, and since then we held several information meetings with the community and for engagement, and they participated to define the various alternatives on this. So it's very engagement, there was huge engagement on this process, and this study is on track to be completed next month. Next slide, please. Thank you. So these pictures are from Tohono O'odham Nation's annual El-Tor Diraz bicycling event. It took place on October 25th. The event was organized by the Healthy O'odham Promotion Program, and we had the opportunity to support patients during that event. You see our active transportation coordinator in the picture, right there in the biking, and it was a great example of community engagement and active transportation in action. Next one, please. Finally, here are two upcoming tribal coordination meetings. On December 4th, ADOT will hold a full-day partnership meeting with the Hopi tribe at the North Central District in Flagstaff. This is part of our ongoing effort to strengthen our collaboration and technical coordination with our tribal partners. And on January 14th, the 31st Annual Indian Nations and Tribes Legislative Day will be taking place at the state capitol. This event will bring together tribal nations, state leaders, and other state partners to discuss their priorities. And the registration information is right there listed. With that, this concludes my presentation on the tribal transportation updates. I'll be happy to answer any question you may have.
Any questions from the board? Okay, seeing none, Iqbal, don't go anywhere. We do not have any agenda items for 6 today. There were no applications, so we'll move to 7, which is also Iqbal's responsibility. Are there any requests from the board to remove any of the project modifications or new projects from the agenda for discussion? Okay, I think we can take these then in one full motion, if that works for you as well. So we have 7A through 7S. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, Madam Chair, I move to approve items 7A through 7F.
I'll second.
as presented.
We have a motion by Board Member Elters and a second by Board Member Howard. All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
And I heard you, Board Member Hermosillo, on the phone. Thank you. That motion passes. Were there any opposed? I guess I should ask, just in case.
Madam Chair, if I might make just one comment.
Please.
7H, Alota Avenue. That is one of the pavement preservation projects that we moved out of the program when we did add in 260 and 347. So as bid savings come in, we are going to continue to move those 3 projects that we moved out back into the program. So I just wanted to note that.
That's great. Thank you. And thank you for that update. Any other questions before we let Iqbal escape?
Madam Chair, if I could, I'd just like to make a little comment. A lot of those projects that were just approved were for some of the local airports, and at the Rural Transportation Summit, we heard from a lot of the managers of some of the small local airports about the priority of how sometimes their funds are the first ones to be swept. So I appreciate seeing these come out throughout over the time of the year and get those funds used, because they've learned they too need to be a little bit more vocal if they want to make sure that the legislature doesn't touch their money. So we appreciate the opportunity to do that for all the pilots in the state of Arizona.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. All right. We'll move on to agenda item 8 and invite our state engineer, Greg, to the podium.
Good morning, Madam
Are you
Chair.
wearing all the hats right now, Greg?
Okay.
You're wearing all the hats right now?
Yeah. So, Madam Chair, board members, item 8, State Engineers Report for November 21, 2025. We have 108 projects under construction worth $2.3 billion. 8 projects were finalized in September worth $47.9 million. Fiscal year to date, we have 47 projects that have been finalized. And Madam Chair, we can either go through all the locals, or you have the information if you want to go.
It's like you know me now by the end of the term here. Any desire to discuss any of the specific items from the board? Anything, Greg, that you feel like is a certain item of note that, knowing this board now, what we might be dying to hear more about?
The big things that we have that are coming up, I think, are the biggest impacts that we're having is some of the projects that are just getting ready to kick off within the Phoenix region. So we've got a couple of projects on the 303 particularly that we're looking at that are getting ready to kick off. Also down in the Tucson region, the Keno Country Club, the impacts are starting to hit very big out there. Traffic is still flowing, but there's a lot that is occurring in that area. And then we roll into the Ina and Ruthroff, and that's almost finished. So we've got completion of one interchange, and that project will be completed. So we've got a lot going on statewide, but those are probably the biggest ones that we have that are impacting traffic.
I've seen a lot of additional communication recently over some of the future forward, like everybody prepare for, and I think that's been helpful. Tucson's been heavily impacted?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that, and the communication is going to be the key, especially for the Keno Country Club. Realize we're only at 2 lanes down there on I-10, and every time we talk about the expansion of I-10, I hear it from the folks on the east side. They're saying, wait, we can't stop at 19. We've got to continue going. So the work's greatly appreciated. It is full. There's no doubt. I drive through that section at least twice a week in the mornings during rush hour. And the continued notifications, any early signage notifications about slowing down, anything you can put down there will help, because as we know, at that time of the morning, people are driving pretty fast to try to get places, and it does happen suddenly. And right when it happens, you've had to sidestep the roads. So future communications is the most important thing we have from a safety standpoint, both to the public and in the vicinity of the slowdown. I mean, we heard today about a 6-car collision. When they happen big, and then it shuts everything down. So appreciate that picking up, and it's definitely important in that region.
I might just suggest, I saw some interesting technology that's being used to notify drivers while they're in process, or using apps like Waze and others that we can notify and send some sort of I would imagine our communications team is well versed on that. They're excellent at what they do, but I just thought I'd flag maybe there might be additional technology opportunities. As I was going through the board policies and looking at some of the commitments that we've made as a board through those policies to implement new technologies, it just sort of rose to the top as maybe a new opportunity that we should consider or pursue more in depth. Thank you. Thank you, Greg. Any other questions for Greg on his engineer's report? Okay, we will move to agenda item 9. And Greg, if it's okay, I'm going to ask our citizen who wishes to speak to come up first to the podium on agenda item 9. So at this point, we will invite Tom Drysdale, the president of DBA Construction, who's here in person, and welcome you to the podium, Tom. And a reminder that it's 3 minutes to speak.
Wow. Excuse me. Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. As I said earlier, it's going to take me probably more than 3 minutes, but I'll try to rush through this. Basically, I'm the president and founder of DBA Construction, and I also am the chairman of the board for the Arizona chapter of Associated General Contractors, so I have a little bit of feeling what you guys probably get every meeting. So I appreciate what you do, and I want to thank you in advance. I'm here today to talk
Tom, can I
about-
ask you to get just a little closer to that microphone?
I'm sorry.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I'm here today to talk about US 60 project. We bid that job and had an issue. And I kind of wanted to explain it to you, so the quickest way I could do it, I put together a timeline. In 2018, we bid an ADOT job. At that time, we were disqualified because we made an error in the NAICS code. And ADOT notified us. We were non-responsive, and they awarded it to the second bidder. Moving along, 2019, ADOT issued statewide notice to all pre-qualified contractors saying that your NAICS code must be accurate and complete and timely to be eligible for award. Move on to 2022, there was a job bid and there was a NAICS code error. At that time, there was no second bidder, no one to protest, and the state did award that job. Now, since then, there's been no updates or guidance on this issue. September 5th, the bids were open for the US 60 job. WW Clyde was red low, DBA Construction was second, and Granite Construction was third. On October 15th, we received a letter from the state engineer recommending award to Clyde. On October 16th, we received a letter that was sent to FHWA from the director of ADOT that stated the projects that opened before October 3rd should move forward to avoid delays. This project fits in that category. On October 21st, we filed a protest. And on November 18th, the state engineer withdrew the award recommendation. So what I would really like to do is ask the board, here's my ask, two of them. Number one, follow the specifications. If you do that, you will award this job to the second bidder. And the examples here, I have them all here and I will give them to you. But since 2018 to 2025, the wording has never changed in your specifications, and the letters that were sent to me show that. The only thing that changed on those pages in the instructions to bidders was in 2018 was page 13, and in page 2025 is page 15. I have those for you. I will give those to you. And lastly, I think what we all heard today, passing on jobs is not what the public wants, and I think that we all work for the public. We need to build work, fix roads, and continue on. So, Madam Chair, does anybody on the board have any questions?
Thank you, Tom, for the presentation. I think we'll hold off on any questions for right now, if that is okay with the board, and we'll come back to questions. I'm of the opinion we may need to have a sidebar conversation about this that would possibly entail an executive session. So I'm going to hold off right now on any questions.
Can I give you the information so you can refer to it?
Oh, you mean hand it to us?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
I'm old school.
Yeah. I followed.
There's no mute button on me.
I followed,
So
yeah. Thank you.
I've got them right here.
Appreciate it. Thank you. What is it? The judge says, please approach the bench or something?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all
This
for
is not a
your
judge,
time.
yeah.
I appreciate
Okay.
what you do.
Thank you. Tom, appreciate that. All right, Greg, we'll invite you back up.
So Madam Chair, do you want to go straight to item 9B and keep on going with this?
I would like us to go to 9B, but first, because I like efficiency, are there any questions from anyone on the board on items 9A, 9C, or 9F? And 9.
And 9B, I think.
Nope, I'm gonna come back to those other ones. So those 9A, 9B, and 9F. Those are the ones that are being requested to award.
A, B, C, and F.
C's also being requested to award.
A, B, C, and F. 9A, 9B,
I'm skipping
9C.
B for right now. So 9A, 9C, and 9F.
Madam Chair, I'll move that we approve as recommended on 9A, which is to reject the bid as a single bidder.
9A is to award.
The amendment, we did an amendment. Madam Chair.
Got it.
Yeah, yeah.
I will say our agenda was a little confusing this month, so.
Because of the amendment.
Well, not just because of the amendment, there was a couple other things I think got moved around, so, and I can show those to you guys later, but 9A is to award, 9C is to award, and 9F is to award. Did I miss any other recommendations to award besides 9B, which we're holding?
That's correct.
Okay.
I will move to award 9A, 9C, and 9E as
9F.
recommended. 9F as recommended.
Thank you. We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it, Madam Chair.
Thank you. We have a motion by Vice Chair Maxwell and a second by Board Member Elters. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, that motion carries. So 9A, C, and F are completed. On agenda item 9D and 9E, we have a request to reject and a request to postpone. Is there a motion? Did we get that right? We didn't get it right. Okay, my
No.
agenda's wrong. What's 9D?
So 9D is to reject all bids, and
Mhm.
that is the
protest
item
that
that
we're holding on
Mr.
that.
Oh,
the
okay.
DBA.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you action 9A, C, and F. If you go to 9B, 9B.
I really botched this
Award.
morning. So in my effort to be efficient, I apparently wasn't. I
was going to
mixed
recommend,
up.
let's just do them individually, but I know you like to lump them together.
I do.
So-
Next time, just correct me, Floyd. Okay.
We have 9C, which is recommended to award, and that's the last one to award.
9B is the one we haven't done.
Correct.
So is there a motion on 9B to award?
Madam Chair, 9B as in boy, correct?
Correct.
Madam Chair, I move to award item 9B as presented.
Thank you.
Second.
We have a motion by Board Member Elters and a second by Board Member Bracker. All in favor on item 9B? Please say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? All right, that motion carries. Item 9E, to postpone. Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I move that we postpone item 9E.
Thank you.
Second with a request.
Please.
Greg, can you explain? I know we only got one bidder.
So there's only one bidder on this project, and there was an issue with the bid. We are currently going through it. We do not believe it is material, but we need to vet it out. The time frame didn't allow for us to be able to get that completed before the board meeting, so we will be bringing that back next month.
Thank you.
Could I follow up question, please, Madam Chair?
Of course.
So with the single bidder,
Yes.
we're spending time and delaying this. Why don't we just re-advertise and see if we can get multiple bidders and worry about it from that point?
That's one of the options that we're looking at, sir.
Any thought from the board on why we wouldn't want to do that versus continue to spend time, or do you think we'll have this solved by next month?
We will.
Madam Chair, Board Member Maxwell, given that this is in District 6, I did reach out to the department prior to the board meeting today. Greg provided good explanation. My sense would be allow the department to complete the process. That is one of the options. It's not always guaranteed that you'd get a better bid if you two were to rebid it, if this is a good bid, I would recommend we let them complete the process.
Madam Chair, I'll gladly defer to Member Elters on this one, as it's his district.
All right, we have a motion by Board Member Elters and a second by Board Member, or Vice Chair Maxwell. All in favor on 9E to postpone, please say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. Any opposition? All right, that motion carries as well. Okay, now we can get to 9D. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Don't leave any hanging chads here. 9D, please present.
So item 9D is a City of Apache Junction project. This is on Old West Highway. The low bid was $2,818,889. State's estimate was $4,363,049. A difference of $1,544,160, or 35.4%. Part of the rationale that was given for the lower price was smaller crew sizes, as well as location of materials were justifiable in the lower costs. We brought this project to the board last month with a recommendation for postponement. It was postponed. The rationale we gave was with the bidders, because there was an issue with the bid, specifically one of the DBE items. We needed to be able to contact all bidders. There was a time frame that's allotted for doing such. That time frame had not been completed yet. We brought it forth for postponement, and the board postponed. Since that time, we received a letter that brought forth an issue with the bid, so therefore, which was just commented on prior. We have gone through and spoken with the City of Apache Junction on this specific bid. In those conversations, we made it aware that there was a issue with the bid, and that there was the second contractor had come through protesting the bid, so therefore we needed to be able to act. One of the recommendations that was made, that I made to the city, was that we reject all bids, take and re-advertise this project as soon as possible to try and keep this project online and get it completed as was necessary. So the City of Apache Junction agreed with that, and so with that, we come before the board with a recommendation to reject all bids.
Okay, questions from the board for Greg? Oh, sorry. Questions from the board for Greg? This kind of stuff makes me really uncomfortable, if I'm just being totally transparent, because of the legalities that are associated with it. So you're putting something in front of us that we haven't been able to discuss in an executive session or in some sort of to get legal guidance and advice, and I'm very, very uncomfortable with sort of being put in that position. So just to be very clear on that. Any other comments from the board on?
So being new on the board, are we allowed to go into an executive session to talk about a specific issue like this?
We are agendized to do that, but do we have our attorney here?
Madam Chair, she is online. We can go in there, get her on one of your all cell phone if you have it, and you can converse with her that way. I may have to figure out how to get Ms. Hermosillo on that.
We can call her. I mean, I can call her on my.
Yeah, somebody can call her on a cell phone.
Yeah, given sort of the sensitivity of this, is there a motion to recess and move into executive session?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we recess into an executive session to talk about item 90.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Just one question. I agree. I think we need to go into executive session and get a legal opinion. My question is, are there any questions we want to ask before we go into executive session versus coming out and finding out there was something else that we wanted. We did hear from Mr. Drysdale his belief that he's asking us to follow the process and procedures that we've used in the past. I think Mr. Byers just outlined that there's been some other times where we've maybe not done, we've made a decision to not handle this with the same situation. So I guess my answer is, you've heard what Mr. Drysdale's concerns are. What would you want us to know before we go ahead and do an executive session? Then I'd also like to give Mr. Drysdale one last opportunity to see if there's anything he's concerned about that we may discuss in executive session.
Okay.
Again, I'm not an elected official, so I'll leave it to those who use executive sessions a little bit more.
We're all equals here on this board, to be clear. And I do want to state that we have received this document from Mr. Drysdale, and it will become part of the public record. So just to be clear, I know the public hasn't had a chance to see it yet, but now that it's been submitted. Greg, anything that the public needs to be aware of as we move into executive session?
So the protest that's before us right now is based on that the NISC codes that were given in the bid were the wrong codes. However, the work that was to be performed was correct. So the codes just needed to be adjusted. Since 2022, we have done that more than once. That has basically become our standard. And the reason for it is we actually went through and had basically a PDCA with the construction community, because this was happening very regularly and we were having to reject bids. So we went through this. We came up with, back in 22, there was an agreement with AGC that in fact we would take, and this would become a non-material item, as long as the work that was identified was in their bid. So as such, we could adjust the codes if it was the wrong code. In this particular case, all of those codes were for concrete, and the concrete was called out in their bid. So therefore, we could make those adjustments. So we did so, and protest came through. Like I said, this has been a standard since 2022 that we have been utilizing. So,
And it's codified.
Correct. So,
for the public's knowledge, you said it was with AGC, so the Arizona General Contractors Association, that you made that agreement and codified it.
yes. It has not been codified. It is our standard policy, or I should say our standard work that we have been utilizing since 2022. So that's what's going on. The reason for my recommendation to Apache Junction is with the protest, as well as communiques that came from the low bidder. This was obviously going to become a major issue. As such, we were figuring that this is probably going to go to litigation. If it did, this project for Apache Junction was going to get basically pushed back for an extended period of time. So, as per, and I'm going to read this off, as per section 103.01 of the Arizona Department of Transportation Standard Specifications for Road and Bridge Construction, there's a statement that reads, "The right is reserved to reject any and all proposals, to waive technicalities, or to advertise for new proposals if, in the judgment of the department, the best interest of the department will be promoted thereby." That's included in the bidding specifications. As such, that is the rationale that we're using to, let's reject bids, let's get this project going so that it can actually be built.
Okay. Vice Chair, are you satisfied for the moment?
Yes, Madam Chair, I guess I'd have a follow-up question, just because Mr. Drysdale made the effort to come out here. We held off on questions at that time. My only follow-up question to be, now that he's heard a further conversation, if there's anything he'd like to add to the
Before we
comments he
go
made
into
to us
executive
before we go into executive
Great,
session.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Greg. Mr. Drysdale, you wouldn't mind coming forward? And if I were to summarize Vice Chair Maxwell's question, is there anything else you would like us to know before we go into an executive session?
There is. We all agree, I was mentioned that I belong to the Arizona Association of General Contractors. However, I want it to be said, there's been no updates to the plans, the documents, the bidders. And I think keeping ADOT, you can't have people's opinions come in. That's why the specs are there. That's why in 2019, every pre-qualified contractor was aware of the NAICS codes because there was problems. In 2022, it wasn't material because there was no second bidder. So I have here, and I would like to give to you, Madam Chairman, all the letters I referred to, and I would just like you to look at them. It won't take long, and follow the history.
If you hand those to us, a lot of them probably already are public, they're probably all public record. I just want you to know that anything you hand us becomes part of the public record.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Ironically, the gentleman that signed the letter in 2018 is sitting behind me, and the other one is sitting here.
I figured they're all part of a public
They're all
record
here.
anyway. I just
So-
wanted to make the statement. There's that disclaimer on the bottom of all public persons' emails now, and I just wanted to make sure you knew. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I do appreciate your time looking into this. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate you. All right, we had a motion from Board Member Bracker and a second by Board Member Elters to go into executive session. We have not yet voted on that. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Mayor Hermosillo, I think you said aye.
Yes, I said aye.
Thank you, appreciate it. All right, any opposed? Thank you. We will recess this meeting and reconvene in executive session.
So, Madam Chair, Greg, could you get a copy of whatever letter you provided legally to Michelle Koopman so she has it as part of that discussion? She just texted me and said she needs to, and I don't know if Joe has it as well, but just so they both have whatever it is that you're referencing. And then
And then you want us in the side room, Floyd? Or is the rest of the room
executive
empty
session is over here.
out? This one? Okay.
Looks like Kathleen set it up. Because executive session is private, obviously all the board members, we will get on the phone, Ms. Hermosillo and Ms. Kuzman. Karen will be the only one in there. She will be taking separate meeting minutes. I'm going to stop this recording so it'll be used for the executive session. And then you recess until you come back.
I think it would be appropriate to have Director Toth there as well.
You decide what you want in there. You call in who you want as part of the executive session. Normally, it's just the board and council, but people you invite.
Okay.
So whoever you want in there, you can.
I would, unless anybody's opposed,
I agree.
Director Toth and Greg, if you could both join us.
Okay, because they're having a hard time hearing some of you, you're going to executive session and you've asked Director Toth and the state engineer Greg Byers to join you.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I like having experts in the room.
Yeah.
Since I don't want to take notes because then I have to have a lot of time.
And then,
Here.
Technical, help.
And I was like, okay, cool.
Phone number 763 245
Yeah.
I bet they have.
Yeah.
I would just let Michelle know what call
This is the biggest part. Yeah, biggest part. Yeah, it really is. We have projects that are bigger than
Hey, Michelle, if you can hear us, they're going to call you on your cell phone. I'm not sure if you got that. I just tried calling you, but I didn't get an answer. So if you're on a cell phone, Michelle, that's what they're going to call you on.
Lloyd, we're not broadcasting anymore.
Oh.
I stopped at you when we turn it back on.
Turn it back on. Yes, please. Yes. Yeah.
On
They're going to see us wander around, but I don't want to have a gap in there like the Nixon tapes. Everything is going to be.
Michelle, can you hear us?
Is going to be.
They're going to call you on your cell phone, Michelle.
Oh,
I'm trying to tell you.
okay.
I'm sorry, Michelle, we can't hear you.
We tried.
Hello, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle, they're going to call you on your cell phone. Do you have your cell phone with you?
You're muted.
No, she's good. She picked up the
We got
phone.
more coffee than that, so that's coming out. Let me go fill her out. Yeah, I do. Let me go fill her out.
I think you just gotta use your cell phone instead.
Yeah, okay. Don't worry.
You'll just put it on the speakerphone or your cell phone. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can even do like a conference call.
One of those things where you did everything you can.
Michelle's phone, as long as they do. I'm not going to speakerphone on. Can you get Michelle or something?
Hey, Paul, can you mute us now, please?
Oh, you sounded lecture me?
Yeah.
I probably need to be. What you doing now?
Okay, it's muted.
Okay, thank you.
So what's the issue? From last year. You should hear.
We won executive session twice this year. We would have done it in the last 6 or 8 years.
Yeah, that's how I was doing it.
For about half an hour.
There's like a brand new.
Yeah, no, second time this year, but we haven't been.
I can show you. So each one is a microphone.
Yeah, I've seen some of these online. I'm online. Listen in 30 minutes. This time I actually did block out.
Yeah, it's a nice system.
I'll tell you, it's my wife, like, well, that's like at the start of this paper. Sure, when insurance things are going to for at least the first half. Are you moving that? Are you moving around? Yeah. I don't know what's there. Well, it's like Tuesday or Wednesday, the next big hearing. So it's beginning of the big hearing. So the takeout doesn't stop. So it'll go until like the end of the next week. I think Lincoln signed up for Medicare, but I don't think it kicks in until May 1st. So I'll think until, you know, like whatever the second week of April. So I just have to, they used to state retirement. That's why we're all here today. Covers that month. There it is. Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
It's mostly for, you don't guys like 80% of that. It's not just the my only turn to do anything was too much. It was carried. No, I used to see that. But I see it's very different. I mean, I used to work in Marston. I invite you to attend council meetings and Sundays. Full disclosure, they're fine. But I love watching on YouTube. They're very entertaining meetings. Oh, man. It's so I'll come back after the executive session. Continue. Yes, sir. Should have regular meeting. Do whatever they're going to do with that time for you guys decide. And then we'll go on back to 10. And I don't know how much we're going back to 10. I'm hoping that they do less than 20 or 30. Okay. Good job. We'll be back here next year. Yes. Really nice facility. Oh, yeah. There's some upgrades are good. I do like the
time to take off? Yeah, just a little. I mean, I got a lot of time to take off. I'm just taking a day off. And then I think a day or two. You won't have to work. That's a smart guy, that's right. And I just got back from vacation about half a year. We took a cruise to got that Caribbean cruise once and I went back. Yeah, we did the Miami. Yeah, our traffic was horrible. They're so good at pushing the problem. So when you get off on shore, everything else about it was really good. Other than, you know, you just drink some excursions out of the line. It's a lot of people get rid of mass. And then the third I did one Alaskan Psychosis. Yeah, and then I did flew into Boston and went to started with Quebec. Or Montreal, I think. And then came around to Boston. So we stopped at all the islands and stuff. I thought they didn't want to go to Alaska because Jerry was up so many large out there. Swamp. You should only have done that. No, I think I should. Some of the videos I've seen. This one, I think, I already very well. I know when I was in the game, we had a and at the time, it was kind of different. I think I do a lot more. Yeah, groundwork, because I don't need groundwork. The real estate commissioners, that advisory council. 7 of us.
I'm not a broker. I'm one of the, I think, 2 or 3 of the members of the advisory council that are not part of the industry. To bring a different perspective. Some learning will get it out pretty quick when I look at the mechanics. I understand that, but Fridays, she'll go to work at 2:30, but she has normal. No, but it's easier for them to have all their equipment, technology and devices at our house. So they just turned Vincent. So they just turned the manual birthday last week. So there's one of the cans there. Is this your wife? That's my wife. So how's it for you? I was just talking about it. That's the thing. He's like, he's like, we're gonna go there first thing in the morning, pick up some kids. Are you with him? You're not over. Yeah, he's Hey, Joe Floyd, how are you? Yeah. And they're coming out loud, you want to talk to you right? I'm for dry. Not that I'm trying to avoid it. He knows I always take pictures. Well, that's too late now.
Hopefully it'll just keep touching the screen so it won't. I'll go fast. Close on you.
Excellent job, Madam Chair.
Oh, I don't know. Ted jinxed me early. Said we were going to be done fast. Thank you. Not that. That. Just those two. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Need a motion to move into regular session?
I would like to wait for Vice Chair to stop talking and come back
The coffee will give you more energy.
up. I don't think I want you to have any more energy.
That's fair.
All right. Is there a motion to reconvene our meeting?
Madam Chair, I move the executive session, move into regular session.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, we are back in our regular meeting.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I'd like to move that we postpone item 9D.
Thank you. Do we have a motion? Is there a second?
Madam
second.
Chair, I second.
Okay, and I actually should add a request as well that would be part of this motion. We've been given guidance from our code that allows us to make a request. And I'll read this directly. It says the Transportation Board may hear arguments concerning the protest or at its discretion may direct the state engineer to hold a hearing or other appropriate procedure to evaluate the protest. If the matter is referred to the state engineer.
Madam Chair,
Yes?
we are not able to hear.
Oh, the microphone might not.
That's unfortunate. Or fortunate. Thank you. Michelle, I appreciate you highlighting that for me. I'm going to read a statement from the code that gives the board the authority to direct the state engineer to hold a hearing. It says the Transportation Board may hear arguments concerning the protest or at its discretion may direct the state engineer to hold a hearing or other appropriate procedure to evaluate the protest. If the matter is referred to the state engineer's recommendation will be made to the board within 30 days. The Transportation Board will make the final decision as to award or the rejection of bids. So that's strictly from the code. So as part of our motion to postpone and the second, I do request that the board also concur with the referral of the matter to the state engineer to hold a hearing and to report back to the board within 30 days, which would be at our next regular board meeting.
Mr. Barnes, I know you came up. I was just going to ask if we need to amend my motion or if we need to want to take that in two separate motions.
It'd probably be best in two separate because it's actually two different items.
Okay. Madam Chair, I'd request we further discuss and then call the vote on the postponement of item 9D.
I think we need to do it all in one since it's part of the same, and my reason being is that it's not agendized as a separate item. So if we could amend the...
Madam Chair, what I would amend is, amend the amendment, because he's first said postpone. So postpone and direct the state engineer to hold a hearing on item 9D and bring it back in January.
Correct.
That's the motion.
And Madam Chair, in that case, I amend my amendment to direct the state engineer to hold a hearing regarding the protest and other appropriate procedures to evaluate the protest.
Madam Chair, I amend my second to that motion.
Thank you. So we have a motion by Vice Mayor Maxwell and a second by Board Member Elters. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate everyone's support as we worked through that. That concludes agenda item 9, and we move to agenda item 10, and that is our State Transportation Board policies. Floyd, are you presenting on that?
So, yes, Madam Chair. So at the special meeting we had a little over a week ago, we got additional comments at that meeting, which we have incorporated into the draft. There are a couple of things. I don't know if you want to go through this page by page quick to look at that, but I did have two items. A couple of things. I know that Board Member Maxwell talked about developing a mission statement. I don't know if you have any thought more on how to discuss that or add that. If you wanted to continue that. And then again, if you want to go quick page by page and look at these, or did you just want to have time to digest these individually and then comment to me so I can bring them back in December? I'll leave it up to your discretion.
There's quite a few edits in there. I don't think going page by page would actually be very efficient, but everyone can see everyone else's edits as part of that, and it also is part of the public record. So if the public wishes to weigh in, that's available to them as well, including our edits. Any other questions for Floyd? So the process, Floyd, is you'll bring these back in December. Just remind us of when we will, final votes February?
Final vote is, We can make it the last item on, or the second, the last item on the agenda, right after the change if you want, in December. But our preference would be to approve them in December, but these are the board's policies. If you don't want to do it, I'm not going to force it.
December it is. Well,
Madam Chair,
yes.
Floyd, you're also working on a language for dark sky.
That is in there. We added that. If you look on,
It's in there. You might want to look at it and just make sure that it follows the intent of what you brought up at our last meeting. I did feel like it might need a tweak.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, so we can continue to comment until the next meeting?
well, I would like to hold comments maybe by, let's say, the 15th, so we can finalize it, do all the formatting. You know, there's a lot of formatting issues that need to be done. So if we can have all the comments, because we meet on, I think it's the 19th, so maybe the week before, so the 12th. If we can have all the comments by the 12th, we'll take the rest of that time to finish it up, and then we will get you a clean copy and bring it to the meeting on the 19th.
Thank you.
And Madam Chair, and what I'd ask if we do get any public feedback for any of those true transportation walks that want to have feedback to our policies and procedures, if we do get that, if you could pass that on to us, obviously in advance as well, so we know what else they're considering. Because as we all make changes, I think we just need to be aware, and we know probably start looking at the tent, maybe at some point, Floyd, basically maybe cut off.
There are a couple decision points actually for the board as it really, like, we've immortalized in policy the structure for AZ SMART grants. I'm not sure we want to have that level of language in case the because it's so dependent upon the legislature. There's some few things like that everybody really does need to weigh in on with Floyd by the 12th. There were a couple other questions I think you had outlined, Director Toth, things where we should be more broad rather than being so specific. But.
Correct, and like certain requests were common to add like I-11 to the policies, and that's really too specific to add a route to that, but we are adding language related to international commerce routes, things like that support the same intended purpose. And the other comment I was going to make is if you look in there, you have a section in there about the Help Loan Program, which is a program that the legislature previously had funded that allowed acceleration of projects and they got paid back. There's no money in that. The legislature has swept all the money and it's sitting there. The comment was made, let's remove those from the policies if the program is not viable. And if they ever fund in the future, we obviously have the mechanism to bring it in.
Yeah, agreed.
Yes, and I felt similarly about AZ SMART, right?
Yes.
So, like, perhaps there is an addendum type. If these programs are in existence, here's the policies that exist with them. If they're not in existence, this addendum is basically put on the shelf.
But we still have money in AZ SMART. I would like to keep the AZ SMART.
I know we do right now,
Right.
but we can always refer to an addendum for programs that are in effect.
Honestly, I think, Madam Chair, that's the best way to do that. If we have legislative programs that come and go, funding comes and goes, I think we put them in the addendum, and we may put a comment in our policies that we will that refers to that addendum and how we handle the legislative initiatives. The legislature is always going to play with it. They're always going to give us projects, and it's good. I want to see fiscal investment by the legislature into the specific project, but those always create challenges. I think we could take it out of our official board policies and somehow capture it in the document, but as an addendum that's easier for us to move in and out of.
In theory, policies should be evergreen, I think is the thought process.
That's why,
yeah.
If we're going to include anything that addresses any temporary programs, I think we do it as an addendum because the policies we shouldn't have to go in and change the policies all the time because the legislature changes stuff.
Yeah.
But to the point, help is not a temporary program. It's there. It's just not funded. So there's no way, there's no mechanism to use it.
So it would go to the addendum.
Yeah.
To me, that sounds like there's always a regional transportation authority over PEMA, but if we don't reauthorize the plan and the funding, there's no purpose to it. So we can discuss that, but I think...
Food for thought.
Director, do you have an opinion? I saw you kind of ready to roll.
Well, I was going to suggest that we can put those into ADOT policies versus the board policies when legislative appropriations like that occur. AZ Smart help
Mhm.
any of those type of situations.
I like that better.
I do too.
I like that better.
Okay, sounds good. Clear as mud. All right, that moves us to agenda item 11. Any suggestions from the board on future agenda items? All right, seeing none, thank you all. Have a very, very happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you next month. Board meeting adjourned.